Here we are. We are in Eyn Yaakov, and we're on 57 of Berachot 57b. So it says, Shisha Devarim Siman Yafer Lachole, that there are 6 things which are a good sign for a sick person. Okay, here they are. Elohein, Itush, when you sneeze. Ze'ah, when you sweat. Shilshul, when you have loose bowel movement. Carry, this is a strange one, which nobody seems to explain. A seminal discharge. Why that's good for a sick person, I have no idea. And nobody talks about it. As a matter of fact, the reason I say it's strange is normally when you see carry, it's a bad sign. It's a sign saying, I have to do teshuvah, because the only way you're going to see carry is by having an erection. And if you're having an erection when it's not a time to be with your wife, then it leads to sin. That's why when you're going to the bathroom, you shouldn't touch your aver, you shouldn't do these things. You know, there's a whole thing going on. So for them to say carry, and like I said, nobody. I looked around. I didn't see any statement why that is good, why that's that sort of liquid is good for your body. But okay, fine. Sheina, sleep, and chalom is a dream. So like I said, that's what the Gemara is holding. And really, nobody speaks about it. Like I said, it's just a statement that's there. Yeah.
So these 6 things are things in dream, you see?
No, these are 6 good things that have for a sick person. In other words, you sneeze. By the way, what happened when you would used to sneeze? Look
used to die.
Used to die. One sneeze, then it would be death. So that's why we say Gesundheit. Or in English, God bless you, because it used to be that was it. You would sneeze, and the neshama would boop, shoot out there, and you die. So we don't die anymore. So that is a good thing, though, because in reality, I'm getting rid of something.
Oh,
if
right. If something tickles your nose, you inhale something and you get
right. So I'm getting rid of Zeya. The same thing with sweat, by the way. If I look at these just from a scientific point of view, Zeya is also my body is releasing the perspiration, which is the getting rid of stuff.
And that's keeping you cool when you're hot.
Right. If you have the best thing you want to do is when you have a temperature, you want to sweat, because that means you're getting rid of it. Okay. It's the body's working well. Shul, again, the same thing. You drink when you have a cold. The best thing to do is to drink. Either piss it out or poop it out, whatever. Get rid of the germs. I always say piss your germs away, because that's really what you're doing. Carry, again, would probably be the same thing. It would probably be something. Now, Shena, sleeping, is also necessary for a sick person. Because if a person is really sick, many times their nose is clogged up or whatever is stuffed up, and are they coughing too much, they can't sleep. Let's face it, when you're sick, the best thing for your body is sleep. If you can sleep, that's the best thing. I know when I had the operation, so I couldn't get into a comfortable position. As a result of that, I couldn't sleep well. And when I finally, and I wasn't healing up fast because my body was just tired. Finally, when I could move to my side so I could sleep, that next morning I woke up, I felt like 1,000 times better, because my body had a chance to just, relax at that point. And also chalom. What's chalom? What does the dreaming do? Dreaming means I'm going into a deeper sleep. So now I'm dreaming and my mind is letting go. It would make sense. Again, the only way I don't understand is carry. I don't understand carry at all. Again, that's your seminal emission. I don't get that.
That's when you're sleeping.
Right. And we're going to have psukim for all of these. But like I said, so here's your pasuk. Itush, how do we know that sneezing is good for you? Because it's written, besides what I've just said, now let's look why the rabbi said it. So it says, the verse says, Ati shotav tehel or. He sneezes, his sneezes flash light. So here we go. He says this comes from Job. The light of this verse refers homiletically to good health. Okay, we'll find out why in 2 seconds. Zeya, how do we know perspiration is good? Dichtiv is written, Bezeya dapecha tochal lechem, by the sweat of your brow, you will eat bread. So he explains, although this verse is from Adam's curse, it is cited here because of the juxtaposition of sweat and eating bread can be viewed as indicating the sweat is a good sign for the sick. Similarly, some of the other verses cited here should not be understood as proofs, but rather as homiletic devices. So that's how you have to keep looking at it. Shilshul, and that's where even our scroll jumps away for the most part. Shilshul, how do we know that? Those bowel movements is good. Dichtiv mihart soa lihipateach v'lo yamut. That one who needs to relieve himself hastens to be released and will not die in the pit. So the word so means pouring out the contents of a vessel. In our context, it refers to one who must empty his bowels. So again, all these ways are, all these verses are homiletical proofs. There's good carry. How do we know seminal discharge is good? Dichtiv yira zera yarich yamim. Again, he will see seed and live long days. That's from Isaiah. Shena dichtiv is written. Shena is good because it's written. Yashanti az yenuchli. I will be asleep and then I will be at rest. Chalom dichtiv, and chalom is good because written v'tachalimeni v'hachayeni, may you make me dream and give me life. So there you go. Those are the 6 things from the verses that would be good for a sick person. Let's continue. Shisha devarim merapim et achole mechayo. 6 things heal a person from his sickness. By the way, I will have to emphasize, and let me just finish the statement. And his cure is a complete cure. Any medical advice that we get from the Gemara, while 100% true, does not apply to us today, and we cannot experiment to say, "Oh, the Gemara said it, the Halacha said it. It must be true," because what happens is we don't really know what they were talking about. Okay, that's what everybody wants to argue. Tosfot, later commentaries, doctors today, nobody wants to look at the Gemara and say that the Gemara was wrong. Okay, it could have been, if you look at a guy like Slifkin, it would, or others. I'm picking on Slifkin, poor guy, but it would be using the science of those days. You could say that, but again, many times they're quoting psukim, so it's really hard to argue that way. But in general, I do not use medical advice in the Gemara to try to heal yourself, because what happens is, and this is what Tosfos was also afraid of, the school of Tosfot was, let's say I use one of the cures and it doesn't work, so that's going to be an excuse to say, oh, so if they were wrong about that, what else were they wrong about? Okay? So again, we don't really know what they're talking about. I want to say that to everybody online, whoever's listening, in Israel, in America, in Canada, Malaysia, and everybody else. It's certainly United Arab Emirates. I don't know. They also listen. What is it? Emirates? Oh, sorry. Emirates. I'm sorry. What is it? Emigrants? Oh, sorry. Emirates. Okay. But so everybody's listening. Let's understand that. Do not follow this and expect it to work. Go to a doctor and follow and ask Hashem to make sure that the medicine today works for you. That's all. Okay. Yeah.
This is about sweating.
Yeah. Going back to that.
That seems to be an indication of breaking a fever.
Yes.
When you sweat and you shake.
Yes.
But also, when you shake, that could also be like a death shake. When you're shaking, you're about to die. That could also be a thing.
We didn't talk about shaking, but most people, when they shiver, they don't die.
I know, but like if you, I'm pretty sure.
No, you're thinking about death metal. That's not the same thing.
Oh.
A death what?
That's like a cough. Okay.
Oh, the death. Yeah. That's totally different, right? That's right. That's when you have liquid in your lungs, right? And by the way, liquid in your lungs. If you now all the doctors who are listening are going to condemn me, but it's if you take Actifed, and there's allergy medicine. Allergy medicine will get rid of the death rattle. Because what you do is you're taking out the liquid from your lungs. So if you really want to get rid of that, you take some active will love me for it. Doctors will hate me for it. But that's really what you do. You want to take allergy medicine. And you'll get rid of that. And you'll breathe easier because a lot of that stuff is just liquid. And they say, the doctors will tell you, oh, no, you can't get rid of it. I'm telling you for a fact, my mother had cancer, and when she had that sort of breathing, my brother gave her some of his, whatever, I don't know what he was called. He had some sort of medicine like that, and she went back to the doctor and they said, your lungs, they don't have the liquid anymore. So, my mother was stage 4 cancer. Give me a break. She was going to be dead in 4 months. So for all the doctors who are going to tell me you're crazy and it didn't happen, they're wrong. It did happen. She got rid of that. So again, she died. She didn't die. She died, but she got rid of that sound. So the sound apparently is because of liquid in your lungs. If that's the case, you can today medically, because of the medicine we have, you can dry yourself up. Is it going to work for everybody? I'm not going to argue that either. I'm only arguing based upon what I saw with my mother and what the doctor was saying. Hey, there's no more noise there. Okay, scratch. So that's for all the doctors out there who are going to yell. You're going to see everybody's going to yell at me. I could be president. If they all yell at me, I'll be president like Trump. They all yell, that you become president. Kruv, so now one of these 6 things that, again, cure you, and it's a real cure. Kruv, cabbage.
Oh.
There you go. There's now Trudden, beets, Facetian dried pennyroyal. What is pennyroyal? You guys know it?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. Pennyroyal is a plant, it's a mint of some sort, that if you ingest it, you'll die, they say. You can't ingest it. This is interesting because I'm not sure how they're saying to use this. Oh, you can't spit it out. It shouldn't be in your mouth. You should never take it internally, they say.
Oh, okay.
People used to take it internally because it could cause an abortion. Well, yeah, it also caused their death. So, but the plant is, the truth is, it's not supposed to be around here, but I think I've seen it around here. It's a bluish flower. It looks like a weed. But if you if you go to Wikipedia, by the way, they need your money, so if you want Wikipedia, it's $3. You just ask for $3 per person. That's for all the Wikipedia people out there. And you can support them too, because they don't take any ads, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but if you go on Wikipedia, it showed the whole article and what the plant looked like. But bottom line is this plant that has curative powers. And it's, I don't know, aromatic or whatever it's going to be. So that's, like I said, I'm not sure what they're doing with this dried pennyroyal, but apparently there's, even to this very day.
Like, the plant, the Jonas gourd plant. I forget what the other scientific name of it is. But it's a plant that you can get castor oil from. We saw it. You can get castor oil from, or you can get the deadly poison ricin.
Oh, okay. There you go.
The same plant.
Right. So, like I said, I still wouldn't take it regardless. What?
Isn't that a castor bean? Castor bean.
I don't know. That's castor.
Yeah, the castor bean. Yeah. It's colloquially known as the Jonas gourd plant.
Okay.
It's a gigantic leaves on it.
Like I said, be careful with that pennyroyal. Like I said, go online. Rashi has a different reading. He says that it's May season, water in which pennyroyal is cooked. Even there, I would question whether or not you can do that. I don't know. Okay.
I was looking at pennyroyal just now. I was going through it and I saw something about pennyroyal tea. So maybe that's what I saw.
Okay. I don't know. Like I said, the biggest problem is we don't know what they're talking about. So if you're going to take this stuff, then and say it didn't work, doesn't mean the Gemara is wrong, means our understanding is wrong. Vekeva, an animal's stomach, if I ingest that. V'heret, an animal's womb. V'yoter kaved, an animal's diaphragm. V'yesh omrim, and there are those who say, af dagin ketanim, also small fish. V'lo od, not only do small fish cure an invalid, ela shedagin ketanim mavrin kol gufo shel adam. But a small fish even make a person more fruitful and strengthen a man's whole body. Sardines, there you go. For those who want to eat sardines, if that's what they're talking about. By the way, the one beautiful thing about these Gemaras is, if I like beets, if I like cabbage, I can always say the Gemara says I have to eat it.
Yeah, but those are considered very healthy foods these days.
Okay. Like I said, I'm not going to dismiss it. I'm not dismissing anything. I'm just saying that it doesn't.
There's a grain of truth someplace in there, yeah?
There may be all true.
Yeah.
But I don't.
In terms of the healing power.
But I don't know what the healing power is, and I'm not sure. You know, it says 6 things cure a sick person of his sickness. Well, what sickness do you have? You know, what are we talking about when we say sickness also? That's another question. Was it just a bad stomach? What was going on here? So, was it a common cold? It's a common cold, and I don't know if cabbage will do anything. Cabbage is good roughage, right?
Yeah.
Straight roughage. I'm not sure what beets do. What do beets do?
Beets is what I've been reading relatively recently is considered a super power food these days. There's some stuff on the market which have some pros and cons to them. The cons being that a lot of them are sold being sold by rip-off artists, and you just get the same benefit just by eating the beets. Buying their expensive drink.
But by the way, that I would suggest is true. In other words, when God created the vegetables and everything that we eat, those things have vitamins that are there. It's a natural thing. So when I eat that, I'm getting a whole bunch of stuff that I will not get from, let's say, a vitamin pill. I can pop my vitamin C, I can pop my omega-3 and D and E and F and whatever.
That they're processed.
Right, they're processed. And we think we know what they are, but we're not. And doctors, again, if they're honest with you, will admit that we only think that is what they are. We're not sure everything is covered in that. And it's those minor parts that really do something. And that's why chicken soup has been found to be a real curative. Because chicken soup, when we make chicken soup, we're putting in chicken, we're putting in all the ingredients that go with it. Now, some people, I know when I was cooking chicken soup many, many, many years ago, I would put in bay leaf. And it had a great flavor, but you can't eat bay leaf.
No.
But the bay leaf flavor is good. And so, that, the question is, did it give any more curative power to the soup or not? I don't know. But again, think about what we're doing with children. We're throwing a whole bunch of different stuff together. And yeah, sure, you get a boich from that. You get a nice stomach. But all these things they have, because you're combining everything, it can be a very healthy thing. It can also kill you. It depends on what you're doing. You have to be very careful with what you're cooking. But in the old days, the women knew what the heck they were doing. Whoever the cook was, they knew what they were cooking. And we don't. And now you have people, I guess you guys must be pretty much aware of what you're eating. Yeah, so if you're cooking. My brother was great with this. You could take what I would never eat and make it taste good. And vegetables. I mean, he's a vegetable. He's, what do you call it? A vegetarian. So he's a vegetarian who eats chicken. And fish. And eggs.
The vegetarian of
doesn't like meat. He doesn't like meat until he eats meat.
That's not a vegetarian, though.
Right. But he'd rather be a vegetarian. Okay. When I was in college, and I was trying to maintain kosher, so I went to the vegetarian. What do they call it? The dining commons was supposed to be vegetarian. So I went there, fine. I said, okay. Look, I didn't understand kosher that well. So I went and I figured I'll have vegetable, blah, blah, blah. Again, by the way, for those who were at my class about vegetables, I probably, because they didn't wash the vegetables, I probably had more traphus from those bugs that they didn't clean out than I could have had from any of the kosher, the meat I was eating. But when I went to the vegetarian place, what they call them. They didn't call it vegetarian. I forget what they called it, but they serve chicken. I looked. I said, "I thought you guys were vegetarians." Oh, this isn't meat. It's not red meat.
Oh.
I looked. I'm like, you guys are insane. I'm also just have the, whatever else I'm going to have. Trafe is trafe. Leave me alone. But that's what they consider vegetarian. I remember that. People just make up things as they go along.
What's your definition of meat, in other words?
Right, only red meat. I said, I like blood from my meat. Leave me alone. That's how it is. So now let's go on. So Asara Devarim, 10 things return a sick person back to a sickness. Eat the wrong foods, now you're in trouble again. B'chal kasha, and his sickness is result as result of them is more severe than it was. These are they. Ha'ochel basa shor. If you eat the meat of an ox, basar, yeah.
Just the wording of how that was said.
Which one?
6 foods that will return a sick man to his sickness.
Yes. And make it worse than it was.
Oh, make it worse than it was. Okay, because that sounded like he's a sick man and he's returning to his sickness, but he's already.
No, he was no. What I'm saying is, this will return a sick person to. In other words, he healed.
Oh,
he healed, and now he's going to get it worse.
Why not return a healed man to his sickness?
Well, because he was sick, he healed himself. Now
so he got well. Now he thinks, well, I can eat anything.
I can eat anything.
Okay.
Right.
Huh.
Right. Sorry.
It's showing a more of there's sick, there's healthy, and there's sicker than what he was before.
Right.
But you have to be sick before.
Right.
To know what
So again, the guy who eats the meat of an ox, basar shemein, fatty meat, basar tzali, roasted meat. Roasted meat, yeah.
What's the difference between an ox and a cow?
Ox is a male, no?
Bull's a male. Ox is a different thing.
An ox is a different animal.
Oh.
That's what I'm getting
It's
at.
a bovine.
It's
It's a bovine, but it's different. It's
Same
like a
species,
buffalo.
but it's like a.
It's like a what?
It's like a buffalo. It's not exactly.
Oh, so it's going to be a tougher meat.
Yeah.
Right.
So tougher meat.
It is a different
Kosher.
breed of, yeah.
Yeah, it's kosher.
It's a
They're all bovines.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Bovine's a good word.
You ready for this? Basar tziparim, poultry.
Oh.
Beitzat sluya, a roasted egg. Tiglachat, shaving.
What?
I don't know. Shaving. Shaving something.
Roasted egg is bad.
Yeah. Okay. Shachalayim, one who eats cress. Ve'chalav, ve'gevina, milk or cheese. Ve'mirchatz, bathing. Ve'ish omrim, those who say afegozim, also nuts. Ve'ish omrim, those who say afkashuim, also cucumbers. Wow.
Yeah.
So, again, there are no notes.
This applies to a person who was sick, who got well, and now he's eating these. A person is just a normal, good health all the way along.
No, I'm guessing the person was sick,
Yeah.
then got a little better, decided he's going to eat. So these are bad foods for him. In other words, they're not bad foods in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I found. So oxen are just cattle, male cattle that are bred and trained to work.
That's what I said.
But they're drafting.
Yeah. They're drafted to work. So it's going to be tough for meat. It's going to be tough for meat. So what, by the way, again, let's look at this from a somewhat scientific manner, if you will. When I have basar shamein, or basar shor, so this is going to be tough sort of meat. If I'm not prepared, whatever I eat, we learned this before, by the way, whatever I eat is what my body is used to. Now, even though it's a bad food for me, if my body is used to it, it will digest it. I won't get sick from it. On the other hand, if I'm not used to it, then it can really hurt my body. Okay? So now, if a person is sick and they've cut off from certain things, so now they feel, I can go back to this, and they go right into heavy meat, so that's going to hurt them. Yeah. And it's going to be worse than it was, because your body's not digesting it.
After you come off of a full day fast, people don't like to eat meat.
Right. But even if not, when this is when you have a bad gallbladder. Okay, when you have a bad gallbladder, God willing, nobody will have a bad gallbladder. I went through this pain, and you feel like you're going to die. You just feel like you're going to die. But once it goes away, it goes away. In other words, once the pain goes away, it's done. And the doctor can touch you and do what he's going to do, and nothing happens because the pain is gone. The blockage moved. Fine. So I remember, I was told if you eat early in the day, blah, blah, blah. Nobody knew what it was. Nobody knew it was a gallbladder that was bothering me. So I said, okay, I'll eat early. And I had a steak that day. I had a nice steak, which I was used to anyway. I had a nice steak. So what happened is then halfway, not even halfway through, maybe 2 hours into the night, my stomach started to hurt. And so forth. And I said to my father, get me in the hospital and leave me there. Just leave me in the hospital. Because that's when the insurance will kick in anyway. So I said, leave me in the hospital. And they did something to me. And this was maybe 3 or 4 hours later, and I vomited everything up. You could see the chunk of meat was not yet digested. I'm talking about 2-3 hours. 2-3 hours. You would think that 10 minutes is done. No. It was like a full steak. Chunks of meat. And the guy said, "Do you feel better?" I said, "No, I'm not leaving. Pick me up already." But it was the most amazing thing that when I saw that, I was thinking, "Wow!" First of all, the Rambam's right. I was amazed at how much I proved the Torah correct, that it does not digest that quickly. But that's what you're looking at. Your body is just not used to it. You think you're good for it. You think you chewed it enough. You think you did everything. But let's face it, if I'm not healthy, if I'm just recovering from something, I have to be very careful with what I digest, because these things can hurt you. And a basar shamein, what's fatty meat mean? That you eat the fat with the meat. What do we always say? Cut the fat away, right? Some people know they just want to throw everything down. You can't do that. Roasted meat, I have no idea why roasted meat would be no good.
Roast what?
Roasted meat. You're going over the spit. So I don't know why that would be no good. It would be an interesting question. Also,
compared to what other kind of meat? Cooked how?
I guess cooked. Boiled or baked.
Baked? Huh. Because roasting is like over an open flame.
Right. Here's another one. Basar tziparim, by the way, is not chicken. Is the meat of birds. Fowl, what they want is called poultry. Yeah. Poultry we think of as chicken.
Yeah.
But this could be, it's not chicken per se, because that would be basar oaf. So I'm not sure what they're referring to.
Ducks? Geese?
Again, I'm not sure. And like I said, nobody's...
You're talking about kosher birds, obviously, huh?
Yeah, everything's kosher.
Yeah.
And then you have this basar tzalua, roasted egg. Why roasted egg? How you roast an egg, that's another thing, but why is...
You put eggs in cholent to roast them in the cooking.
That's not roasting, that's cooked.
Really? That's not roasted?
That's not considered roasted.
Yeah?
Roast is over the open fire. And then why, again, you have shaving. Shaving itself, I don't know why shaving is...
Shaving? You mean like
a...
beard, you mean? Is that what they're talking about?
Nobody's saying anything. I'm reading the boards with you.
Shaving, is he spelling it in English, sir?
It says, if the guy shaved, apparently that's bad for him. If he was sick, and it makes him sicker, shaving. I don't know why. I have no idea.
Back then, how did they shave?
With the depilatory? Am I saying it?
Depilatory.
What's it called?
Depilatory. Yeah.
Depilatory.
Or wax and pull it out or something?
Maybe that's why it was no good.
No, it takes energy to grow the beard.
No, it doesn't take energy to grow the beard.
It's not to the hair to come back, so the body is trying to second up.
Shave it and it has to grow. If you scissor it real sharp, that's not really shaving though, is it?
Correct.
Shaving is pulling it out one way or the other.
So maybe that's why it wasn't good, because you're, again, I do not understand. Nobody speaks on these things, so we just read it and say, Okay. Shichalayim, again, eating cress, milk and cheese.
Cress.
Again, maybe
Cress, what is that? Vegetable watercress?
Cress is a vegetable of some sort. And then milk is hard, I guess, to digest.
Yeah.
Cheese is another thing that may be hard to digest.
Yeah.
Bathing, when they say bathing, they're talking about not what we do. They're talking about going to how do you say it? The sweat house, the sauna.
Cheese. I want to ask about cheese. Do I understand correctly? I heard a long time ago that the cheese that the Gemara talks about is not the cheese we have today. That it was like super hard, like a brick, and that you had to wait the 6 hours also before eating.
Hard cheese, you have to wait 6 hours.
That's not our hard cheese today, is what I'm told.
I don't know.
Like
you would have Swiss cheese today.
American cheese, whatever.
Swiss cheese, right? American cheese, not that. But you would have the Swiss cheese, the hard cheeses.
The
Swiss, the most.
Because I heard
anything aged more than 6 months.
San Antonio say it's 25 years ago. There was that any hard cheese that we buy today is not the hard cheese of the Gemara.
I don't know that. The Mishnahs.
They didn't have refrigeration, so they had to make it. It wouldn't go bad.
Right. So the Gemara says anything aged 6 months is hard cheese. So again, what is aged 6 months?
Okay.
What isn't? What were they trying to protect against? I don't know.
Against going moldy and just being.
Well, even if it goes moldy, you just scrape off the mold because it's already spoiled.
I guess the more you age it, the harder it gets. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Anything soft would tend to evaporate, I guess.
I don't know.
It's interesting.
I'm not a cheese maven.
So when he says cheese, that's bad for a person who had just recovered from some illness.
Yeah, again, because it can be hard from. It could be also
digest.
that. It's probably hard for digestion, and you have to be careful with it. Again, sorry.
It's curdled milk, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's curdled milk, sure.
If milk is bad, then it curdles.
That's called the chum. You want to say okay. And then you have nuts. Some people say nuts, and like I said, cucumbers. Now, why cucumbers? So here the Gemara says Tana Devei Rav Yishmael. So the Academy of Rav Yishmael taught that Lama Nikra Shman Kishuim. Why are cucumbers called Kishuim? And that's the name of them. It's a play on words here, because they are severe to the body as swords. So the cucumbers are not good for the body. Okay, so then he says, wait, the Gemara says, Eini, is it true? But it's written, Hashem said to Rivka that 2 nations in your womb. And this verse has been interpreted as follows: Al tikre goyim. Do not read goyim. Don't read nations. Ella gayim. Rather read as gayim, which means proud ones. V'amar Rav Yehuda Amar Rav, and Rav Yehuda is the name of Rav. Elu Antoninus v'Rebbe. These proud ones were Antoninus, what is it? No. The name is Antoninus. But I'm trying to say in English. Antoninus is what his name is. He was he's a Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius Antoninus, who ruled from 161 to 180 CE. In the course of his travels to the empire, he visited Judea. There he met Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi, the prince, with whom he formed a lifelong relationship, which was a great benefit to the Jewish people. Thus, the 2 proud ones were Antoninus, the leader of the Romans, who descended from Esav, and Rebbe, the leader of the Jewish people, who descended from Yaakov. Wow. Okay, but the point of this whole matter is, these proud ones, Shalo Pasak Mishu Chanam Lo Tzinom Lo Chaser Lo Kishuin, that for neither radish nor horseradish nor cucumbers ceased to be found on the tables. Neither in the summer nor in the winter, since cucumbers were served on these royal tables, it can be assumed that they are beneficial. Why then is it stated previously that cucumbers are harmful? Lokashi, not a problem. The former statement, which indicates that cucumbers are harmful, deals with large ones. But this latter statement was with small ones. So apparently small cucumbers would not be bad for the body. versus large ones, which would again
If you,
to not ask me.
If you let them grow long enough, they'll become really.
They start to lose flavor and they get really hard and just tough.
Okay.
The best ones are when you pick them really small.
There you go. So you're agreeing with the Gemara. So the best ones are when they're small, and the longer they get, the worse they become. Okay, fine. Really, they become more bitter.
Not bitter. They're just larger, tougher, and usually not as flavorful and
Okay.
sometimes mushy. But
Okay.
when they're small, they're a bit more crisp, I think.
Okay.
I might be wrong.
I will take your words for all of these things.
That's what Dad said. They'll pick them when they're small because they're better.
Okay.
Better
There you go.
Or that's just for pickling, though.
It might be-
Pickling is something
That
else.
just might be for pickling.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So now it says they were proud. What were they proud again? They were proud in the sense that their wealth allowed them to serve lavish amounts of food to the guests at their table. The food was so plentiful that it was necessary to have these vegetables at hand, which aid the digestive process. Okay, so that was another thing, that these foods aid digestive processes. So again, how can be hard? It depends on what they are, big or small. So now we come back to dreams. Baruch Hashem. Go back to dreams for a little while. Let me just finish this up. Tana Rabbanan, rabbis taught, mate babayit. If one dreams of a corpse in a house, shalom babayit, there is a sign of peace in the house. What? You dreamt somebody died, that's a sign that there's peace in the house. Baruch Hashem. Okay. Why? Let me see.
In the house.
Sorry?
You dreamt someone died in the house?
Yeah, a corpse in the house. Yeah. Okay. If this corpse, if it ate and drank in the house, so it's even a good omen for the house. How a corpse eats indeed, don't ask any questions. Okay. Natal Kalim in the bite, if it took vessels from the house, the corpse now is getting up and walking, and it's taking vessels from the house, okay, fine. Simon Ralabite, now that's bad. Okay. Okay. Tirgum Rav Papa, so Rav Papa explained, B'masana v'sandala. This holds true only if the corpse took hold of a shoe or a sandal. Called the shakel shichva male. For anything a corpse takes from a house is a favorable sign. Bar misanya misandal, except for the shoe or sandal. Called yehiv shichva male, and anything a corpse puts in a house is favorable. Bar me'afar v'chadal, except for dirt or mustard. Okay, so he says like this: a shoe or sandal symbolizes those who leave the house. Thus, if a corpse is seen removing a shoe or sandal, the dream means that the corpse will take others out of the house. Dirt alludes to burial. Mustard also alludes to death, as follows: mustard is rendered fit for use by extinguishing a burning coal with it. It thus symbolizes that a person who had the dream cannot be rendered fit for the world to come except through the atonement offered by death, in which the light of his soul is extinguished from his body. Now, the interesting thing I want to say about this is we said that you can't, if you see him taking a shoe or a sandal, that is a bad omen for the house, right? So I don't know if you heard this, but when the one thing that I remember hearing when somebody dies, you throw their shoes away. You cut the shoes and you throw them away. Well, yeah, I heard it from. Now, is it halachically? No, it's not halachically. Yeah. But I think that it's coming from this. That what you want to do is, because remember, the symbolism is that if you see them removing the shoe, that means the corpse will take others with it. So, as a result, what do? You ruin the shoe. You don't give it away. Oh, wait a second. You don't give it away. You don't sell it. You cut it so nobody can use it. I'll make a bet. I'm not saying we should do it, by the way. Again, I'm not saying we should do it. I'll make a bet that's where that sort of thing comes from. Because I remember in my family, my father wanted to wear the shoes. My mother said, no. Destroy them, throw them away. My father's like, they're brand new. No. Okay. And he gave in. He just gave in. Because you don't yell at a woman who's yelling at you. So it's not worth it. Yeah, what's your question?
So, but it says if he removes a shoe, not his shoe.
No, that's it. I'm trying to understand
Right.
to bring it to what some people do. In other words, If they give the shoe away, that's something else. If they wear the shoes, that's something else. And there's only if you see it in a dream. You saw a corpse in your house and he took the shoe, you should worry. But again, people take a lot of things. They hear things and they take it to an extreme. I want to just suggest that that's possible. If you ever hear that it's possibly where it's coming from. Yeah.
Thought something. If you had a dream that the corpse came into the house and it took the shoes that belonged to him, or if it's like a grandparent or whatever, and you have the shoes in the house, and then you wake up and the shoes are missing.
Oh, then you're in trouble. then I would definitely do tshuva. Okay.